So we got the Grammys, and one thing I noticed was there's always might be some controversy coming out of the Grammys every time it comes out. Like I think one of the bigger ones recently, maybe a few years ago, was Kanye West jumping on stage and interrupting Taylor Swift's award and saying that Beyonce had the best video of the year. Then he jumps on stage. He jumps down off the stage. Well, we've got Jay-Z accepting an award, and he goes on like his speech turns into like a rant, and he's putting down the institution, the music institution, the Grammys, for how they award the winners, and he's sticking up for his wife, Beyonce, saying that she deserves it, and a lot of people that won awards here and in this building tonight don't deserve it, don't deserve to be in the categories that they're nominated in. And it garnered a lot of media attention and people having conversations about it, and it's all around Taylor Swift winning album of the year, because she won album of the year, which puts her above. I think she's got the record for the most albums of the year now, and that puts her above some famous names like Michael Jackson, Paul Simon. And this day and age, I don't know if you put Taylor Swift next to those big names, but she's done it. But so I'll put a post on Facebook explaining what happened with Jay-Z's speech and all that, and I asked everyone to rank like what the biggest controversy was for someone winning an award and making a speech and the awards night for music. So you had the Kanye West interrupting Taylor Swift, like I mentioned before, or you had the MTV Awards when Suge Knight, he goes up stage and he disses Puff Daddy, which leads to the whole West Coast East Coast thing and hip hop.
Oh, the PMAs.
Yeah. So, what are your reactions to that?
I think it's just timing, man. Some people drop music at a certain time, and sometimes it's a hit, sometimes it's not. I think ever since Kanye West got up and did that speech about Beyonce and Taylor Swift, I think you got a reality check, because bro, she's good, man. Taylor Swift her music's good.
Yeah.
And like we can I'm almost 40, man. I can look over the history of music, but if I'm going back in the last 16 years, Taylor Swift, bro, she's still current, man. Like her early stuff's still good, and I think that's because the impact of like movies that drop as well, that her music's on. Shake It Off's fucking one of those songs that will never die. As much as you can say, like, yeah, Beyonce, like I think it was Drunken Love, Halo, those albums are iconic, R&B. But if you're talking about like head to head against songs that have dropped around the world, because you got to remember, whenever Beyonce toured, she was gonna win the Grammy, right? She hasn't toured. Taylor Swift she's still selling out tours like within the last 3 years, man. I mean, it's easy for us, like we're not musicians, that's not our industry, but I can understand his frustration about why she hasn't Beyonce hasn't collected anything recent, and especially for an album. But like I mentioned in the comments, if she had dropped the greatest hits off a track that got picked up by a movie and ended up on John Wick or something, shit, that'd have to be arguably one of the best albums. But against Taylor Swift right now, bro, Taylor Swift's on fire, man. She's putting in the work. And I think if you listen to her music, like I didn't actually start to like her music until I got an understanding that she's from a country background, man. So like her song wasn't gonna win Song of the Year. Miley Cyrus deserved that win. hands down, Flowers is probably the number one song. It'll probably be till the next person tops that. But like if you look at songs, like if you go and play a playlist of like songs that you think you can get a crowd going at any event, like a football game, rugby game, a baseball game, even like an empty park, you play any of those white girl songs, ones back to back, it's hard to follow up after a Taylor Swift song. That's guaranteed, man. If you're a DJ, you can play all your remixes, play all your reggae or your R&B, but if you play a Taylor Swift song and you try and find another artist to back it up after that, you'd have to go to your R&B like classics, man. But nothing within the last 16 years. You know what I mean? It's hard to follow up music like that. But that's just my 5 cents, in my opinion. But what do I know? I'm a barber.
How about you, Yash? Have you got any thoughts on that?
Jay-Z's like one of my favorite rappers, so I was pretty disappointed to hear what he said and stuff like that. I think, I just think it's a bit ugly, Like, they're there to celebrate people's successes and, maybe, you don't agree, but you just sort of keep that within your inner circle. And, I don't like complainers and whingers and things like that. So I didn't like what he said at all. Maybe he does feel that way, which is fair enough. But to share it on the stage where the world's going to see, it takes away from other people's hard work and the time and effort they put into. So, and then people will know. Maybe they don't get the awards or whatever, but people will have that love and respect and all that. Even if you didn't get the award, people will appreciate the artist. And Taylor Swift, like, I think, man, like, people don't like, cause she's got like a big audience, man. Like all those teenagers and young girls and all that. This is like,
pretty much there's kids there from primary school who started listening to her right up until now, and because she started at a young age,
got a big,
they're following huge, man. That's massive.
And then like Beyonce like has a big following too, obviously, but I think it might be a little bit more, maybe a little bit more limited.
It's more late 30s, older than 40s.
Yeah.
We either all dying or all settled down and not following
exactly.
cult following like how Taylor Swift is,
Taylor Swift has,
yeah. Proof is in the pudding.
So I agree, man. Like, I think of like recently how Snoop Dogg signed with Skechers, and he was saying how Skechers is like a world thing, like doctors wear it, and normal Palangi guys, there are girls that just they wear their jeans and their Skechers, and so even they just reach a different audience. It's a little bit, and I think Taylor Swift is like that. Like, it's maybe not our circle, like people who, Pacific people and that, like maybe like Taylor Swift, but it's just because we're in our own echo chamber sort of thing, like of family and friends who like Beyonce more. But outside of that, people love Taylor Swift. It's just like when you go into different circles, type of thing, and she's bigger. And give credit where credit's due. And I think the same thing with the Skechers. It's just like we probably like Nike and some of those brands that the NBA and hip hop and all that sort of stuff, but like Skechers is massive, you know what I mean? But it's just we're not in those circles of where people wear Skechers. But if you look at the numbers, they're massive, yeah. So I didn't like what Jay-Z said basically, but I was a bit disappointed because I like him so much as a rapper. So it's a bit ugly.
Yeah, but when I was thinking about what Jay-Z said, I was thinking, man, would we Samoans do the same thing? I don't think so. Because it's like part of being humble, right?
Yeah.
Like, who cares? Like for me, I'll be like, who cares? It's just the Grammys. Like, I'll be just glad I got nominated or glad I'm up there getting an award. Like, that's
The
there's nothing more.
Massive, man.
Yeah, it's massive.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing more. Like, I don't care. Like, I just love making music. I just love to make music and putting it out there for the people. Yeah, and that's it. Like, who cares if I get an award? Like, as acknowledged, but the acknowledgement is in the numbers.
Yeah.
Like you said, Yash, like Taylor Swift's got the numbers, man. You put her numbers up against Beyonce's numbers, I swear it will be like way ahead.
It's a landslide, man.
Way ahead. And you know what? That talks to a joke that Chris Rock said a while ago about how black people make music, white people copy and make more money.
Yeah, bro.
Just like it's like
Simply.
Boys to Men. Like when Boys to Men first came out, man, they were doing all that kind of stuff. You know, and next minute NSYNC comes out and makes more money. You know? like it took Michael Jackson to paint his skin white to make more money. You know? It took Michael Jackson to actually make his skin white to be in the white crowd to make more money. That's why Michael Jackson's up there. He's the only black guy that's up there like Taylor Swift numbers with the numbers he's got. You know, no other black person has got the numbers Michael Jackson has. But the only reason why Michael Jackson is because he made his face white. You know, that's the formula. That's the secret. That's it, man. That's it. It's all about the numbers, and that's how you get the numbers.
But I think you said a good thing, Cams, early on. Like, it's about the music, it's about the art form, you know, and whinging about awards and all that. I think that's not good. You know, like when Johnson didn't get the Daily M, you know, he could see he was still like, he was probably a bit gutted, but he was still happy, like just to be in that nomination. And you know, they're living out the dream. You know, you know, they're making albums and doing what they love to do. I think they maybe lost sight and lost being in touch with like what they started it for, you know, because they just love making music and all that. That's like sort of the main thing, of doing your craft and your art and enjoying that journey. So maybe they lost sight
absolutely
of what's important,
because,
you know, like as long as you're doing it, you're creating, you're putting your best music out there. That's all you can do.
You're absolutely right. You're creating, you're doing what you love, and you got 10 cars in your garage. You know, like
what else? Yeah. You don't win. Who cares? You're still doing what you want to do. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And if you really are the champ, people will call you the people's champ. You know, they'll be like, Beyonce should have won. Don't ask your husband to do it. Yeah.
You don't need the 10 judges to like judge the whole thing. Yeah. Like out of millions of people in the world, they like your shit. You know,
people will speak like they'll be like, Beyonce should have won. It's like, you don't want your husband to get up there and do that for you.
Yeah,
it looks a bit bad.
It's funny because my household, they're all trap music, mumble rap over here. So I don't get much pop in the background and stuff. So I never knew any of Taylor Swift's music. I never did. And then, man, so 2 days ago, I actually looked it up. Like, what is this bitch famous for? And I don't know. I don't know her. You know, the only reason why I know Taylor Swift, because she's fucking showing her. They're always showing her on Super Bowl every time Kansas City Chiefs play, man. Yeah. Every time Travis Kelce touches the ball, the camera goes up to her every time. That's the only reason why I know Taylor Swift is something big. Not through music, because I never heard any of her music. I probably have in the background, but then, so 2 days ago, I actually went on Spotify, looked up Taylor Swift or music. I started from her first album, and then I heard all the music in the first album. I didn't recognize anyone. I listened to the second album. I recognized 2 songs. And then I looked them up, and these were the 2 songs that put her up there. But her third album is the album that made her famous. But let me go back to her second album. There's 2 songs that I heard, and like you said, she comes from a country background. And for me, I've heard her latest songs now. I've heard is it the Shake It Off? Everyone's heard the Shake It Off. I didn't know it was her. And when I heard the Shake It Off, was it her that sang that song? I hate that song. But she sort of changed her style, so it's more poppy now. But before, her first 2 albums comes from a country background, and I love that. I love her old stuff. Like she got that Romeo and Juliet song. I didn't know she sang that Romeo and Juliet song.
Yeah.
That I love or something. I didn't know she sang that, and I like that song. So yeah.
But that's what makes her a species of her own, bro. Like she writes and creates her own music, right? She plays the guitar, so she's always gonna have, and because she's young, right? But she's got another 20 more years in the game, man. So any awards that Jay-Z reckons that Beyonce has now, Taylor's gonna smash them, man. Especially if you can write stuff, right? Especially you can hear it in their songs, bro. Because when I hear my daughters sing Taylor Swift songs, it didn't sound like a normal melody. The melodies are longer, man, and it's the storytelling in the songs. So that's why she can connect with so many people, especially in America. Country is like everyone's country, man. That's the roots of that place, you know.
Yeah. I'm going back to country. I'm going back to it. Yeah, I've been enjoying it. Slowly. It's like
Oh,
better
look at that
storytelling.
Tracy,
Better lyrics.
the Tracy
Yeah,
Storytelling.
Chapman
no.
song that Luke Combs did a fast cut. He just sang a country. Shit, the song's like more than 30 years old. It's from like what 1988. He's put it back on the map on all the streaming because the way he sings is country.
Yeah.
And little did people know it was never a country song. It was just a black lady with dreads doing her own best for color, and it's stuff like that, man.
Yeah.
But everything sounds great country, man.
Yeah, country's good, man. That's good. I wasn't a fan of it, to be honest, before. Because
Mm.
it's just like hip hop and stuff, but nah, I'm showing my age, man. I'm getting into it, eh?
Showing
I'm
your
enjoying it. I want to learn more about it, to be honest. I want to like dig into it. Yeah, I like it.
Well, if you love country music, I would recommend this podcast you should listen to. I'll give it to you guys after this. I have to remember it, but it's cool. It's a podcast about how music can make you cry, but it's based around country music because of how it's so serious and how it's how the songwriters for country music, they're not typical songwriters because they have to actually live it.
Yeah,
They've got this life of living like heartbreak or something that's like they've been traumatized in life. And something bad that's happening to them in their lives, and they've lived through it.
Yeah, bro.
These are the people that write these lyrics, and you can't even write them without even experiencing stuff. So that's why country music is so deep. And that's why like a lot of these country songs are about like having a drink, like depressed, having a drink at the bar by yourself, or having a glass of whiskey, like to get over shit.
She's gone, Johnny.
Yeah,
she's gone. She's gone.
Yeah, man, it's real deep, man. It's real country, man. It's real deep, and yeah, it's an interesting podcast. I'll give it to you guys after this.
Oh, sounds good. And I've been listening to rock lately, like some of the old songs that I grew up with. I didn't really pay attention to, and like it's good, like really good voices and like good lyrics and stuff. I watched the John Farnham documentary, You're the Voice. Man, his voice is amazing, Like I sort of listened to it before, but like more recently and going back over it, I'm like, man, voice is fire,
Well, you probably listened to him a lot back in Australia.
That's what I'm saying, but I didn't really appreciate it back then, because I was young. I didn't appreciate it, but now, like as an adult, I'm like, I realize how good, like, appreciate it a lot more. How awesome his voice was. Rock and what's the country, man? That's where I'm at these days.
Yeah, gotta be deep.
Yeah. Deep. I'm a serious guy, man. I don't play around with this poppy stuff.
You know what's interesting? That's real deep, and dark as well. Dolly Parton's early stuff.
Oh,
like Dolly Parton stuff in the 70s,
early
70s. Her lyrics, if you listen to her old stuff, man, it's dark, It's real dark.
I know, but I don't know if I'm into dark, but I like deep, but I don't know.
It is deep. They're deep and dark at the same time, man. Like,
well, see, that's the like I was saying to the girls because they were like laughing about like Taylor Swift being country, and I said, nah, just listen to Miley Cyrus as well, man. Like her dad's Billy Ray Cyrus, right? Her godmother's Dolly Parton. Like even her writing's country, man. Like it's just in the storytelling, eh? Even as far as like if you go back to like Percy Sledge, all the early stuff that was recorded on Muscle Shoals, like that's in the South, right? That's like in Texas and that. All of that stuff right next to the cotton fields, man. That's all that stuff it's got the like sort of like that like ambience in the air that makes you want to play depressing music, but it's sad stuff. It's like sad songs, right? But then, bro, when it's recorded and it's recorded country style, bro, it's like that's the sort of saddest sort of music you can hear. But it is catchy, eh?
Yeah,
gets you in your feel straight away, man.
Yeah. Singing with that passion, eh?
Yeah. That's why Yellowstone. I noticed about Yellowstone too. Like whenever there's any like that was it the Christopher Appleton, any of his stuff that comes on, bro, fuck, straight away. It's like, bro, that's only one guy can put a whole lot of lyric like that together, and then you find out, yeah, it is one of his songs. Eh?
Yeah,
So-
I started watching Yellowstone, and yeah, man, the country songs and that are
Country
bad.
songs,
They're
bro.
mean.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, they're
But that's
mean.
it,
They're
man.
mean. I'm
So
like, what's the song? What's the song? When they just play it, like,
YouTube,
yeah, I'm gonna like find some of their songs there. It's like, hey, where's this from? I haven't heard this. It's pretty mean. Some of the songs, yeah.